G'day everyone, thank you for tuning in. It's a beautiful day here in Ballarat. The sun's out, not a heap of wind, so I've decided to hit up Lake Wendouree on the kayak here in the heart of Ballarat, have a troll for a couple of hours and see what I can find. Get the rod out and get into it. Just doing a lure change. I'm changing this little fella. I've had quite a lot of success on this one. Didn't have any success on the other one, so we'll put this on and see how we go. Righto, I've hooked up. Not a bad fish at all, I don't think. Ah, it's gone. Right down to the wire. Well, that was a bummer. We finally hooked up to a fish, and he's what actually happened is he went in under the buoys where they're all connected, went under the line, and obviously the rope rubbing on my line has just shredded it and it's broken. So that fish has got a nice lure on his mouth now, and he's it'll end up rusting out and or catching on something and he'll fall out, so he'll live on. So I've just gone to a darker version of what I just had on. I'm quite disappointed I lost that lure actually, because it's done quite well on this lake. I'll have to try and get another one. But yeah, the dark version of what I just had on, the wise minnow. So we'll see how that goes. I'm a little bit disappointed about losing that fish actually. I didn't even get a good look at him, which sucks a bit, but I've been trolling for probably an hour and a half without a touch. Lots of fish rising around me. Chasing those little flies, but not a touch, so I was quite happy to hook up. But yeah, he's just taking me under that rope from the buoys, and yeah, just tore me line a bit. So anyway, we'll keep going, and yeah, confidence booster at least they're biting, so we'll keep going and see how we go. Well, we're on, guys. Hit like an absolute steam train, this little fella did. I've actually, you might get off this one, but finally we've got one on the board. Hit like an absolute steam train. He's not that big. Feisty little rainbow. Stop. Alright guys, here he is. Beautiful little rainbow, fresh little stocky. Might even get a photo of him because it's the first one I've caught today. There's lots of fish this size in the lake at the moment because they freshly stocked them with it, so he's a beautiful little fish. Yeah, mate. Thank you. There you go back home. Well, we're finally on the board after that loss before. We finally got one in the kayak, so I'm happy with that. What we'll probably do is, well, what I am going to do, sorry, is go back down this side of the lake, the wrong course. I've had a lot more success, seen a lot more fish moving over this side than what there was the other side. So I'll head down here and see what we can find. Oh, on it straight away. Oh, he's dropped it. Bummer. I might just go back through that. I don't know if it was a redfin or a trout, that one. It sort of felt a bit like a reddy. I was just on the phone to my fiance, so I wasn't actually filming, and I've got another little fish. Just put him in the boat here. Stop jumping around, mate. Calm down. Just on the phone, so I wasn't filming, but yeah, he's jumped on while I was on the phone. He's all tickled up now, the poor thing. So another little rainbow, the same size as the other one I got. The lake must be absolutely full of these guys. I've been watching them take those little flies off the surface all afternoon. Anyway, mate, get back to your home. See you, buddy. Awesome. Number 2. All right, we've got all the rest of the lake to troll. So we'll get back over into that lane, and we'll keep going. Once again, I've missed the hookup, but I've got one on the troll. This one looks like it's a little bit bigger. What is it with me and phone calls? I just had to hang up on a mate that called me. As soon as I picked up the phone, this fella jumped on. But this one's a bit bigger than the last ones. Beautiful rainbow trout. Good sized fish. Might get a photo of him too, I think. There you go. Beautiful little rainbow trout. Colours on these things are awesome. I love them. Just letting him have a bit of a swim here. He'll take off in a second. Here he goes. Gone. Awesome. Number 3. I just can't take phone calls in the kayak apparently. Every time I get on the phone, I bloody get a fish. Or I should take phone calls and just film it. Anyway, we'll get this lure unhooked and we'll get back out. We could have trolled down here to the end of the rowing course, and we might call it quits, I think. You wouldn't dream about it, you wouldn't read about it. I just caught that fish before that you've seen. I was on the phone to my mate, and I hung up and called him back. There's a little fish right just there. Hung up and called him back, and bugging me dead, a fish has just got on. But I dropped him within a couple of seconds. I just, every time I get on the phone, I don't know what it is. Every time I get on the phone, I tend to hook up, so I'm not filming, but I'll keep the GoPro on until I get down here now, so hopefully we can get one on film. Oh, that was a hit for sure. Buggers. I'm gonna go back through it. No, he's on it again. Just starting to fire up, a little trout. I'm gonna go back through there because that was a hit, definitely a hit, and then I reckon he tapped it again. There's fish jumping. There's just fish jumping everywhere around me. little musk duck come out of nowhere. There he is, got him. Oh. Finally got one on film. There's like a bit of weight to this fish actually, you might be a bit better fish. Acrobats. They do put up a great fight, these fish. Got him. He's probably the biggest one for the day, I reckon. He's a lovely fish. He's a lovely fish, that one. Finally got one on film. They just sort of started to fire up. This last 15-20 minutes, I've just had hookup after hookup, hit after hit, and I've finally got one on video. See if we can get another one. Definitely the biggest one for the day, that one. Oh, he's bleeding. This fish is bleeding from the gills, bleeding quite heavily, as you can see from the bottom there. This fella might actually come home for the smoker. I don't like killing, not that I don't like killing fish, I just don't really eat them that much, but my old man eats them quite a lot, and I don't mind to feed them every now and then, so I might knock this fella on the head and take him home for the smoker. So guys, I've got the lure back in and back on track down the lake. As I said, I had to knock that fish on the head. He was bleeding pretty heavily from the gills, as you might have seen from the video. As I said, I enjoy a feed every now and then. A smoked trout is pretty nice, so we'll smoke him up and get a feed out of him. As I said, I don't really like killing fish. I don't really eat them that much, so I prefer to just have the fun and then put them back for someone else to catch or for me to catch at a later date. But when they're bleeding like that, there's not much else you can do. So I'll keep going and see if we can catch another one. Yep. Oh, dropped it. Bummer. Get the fish. There's actually a lot of weight in this fish. What have I got? Redfin or something. A lot of weight in this. It is a big redfin. Oh. Well, that's a treat. That is an absolute pearler already. Look at that for a fish. That's awesome. He's absolutely engulfed that little lure. Beautiful fish. What a treat. I haven't caught a solid reddy out of the lake for quite some time, but that is that's a good fish, that. I'll be be honest here, this fish might be getting hit on the head too, because I didn't bring any pliers with me. I didn't bring any pliers to get this lure out. I'll get a photo first. I knew straight away that wasn't a trout just for the way it sort of hit and fought. It just was like a dead weight. That's a beautiful fish. As I said, I don't think I'm going to get this lure out. He's absolutely engulfed it. Straight down the hatch there. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it's way down there. It's actually stuck in his gills. What's one treble out? Hang on, I might get it out. I've got it out. He's a beautiful fish. I thought that was going to be the case. As you can see, guys, he is bleeding a lot from the gills. I'm going to have to euthanize this fish as well, unfortunately. He's a beautiful fish. As you can see, he's bleeding a lot. He's not going to make it. He's bleeding too much, so I'm going to have to knock this fella on the head as well. So we'll have a nice feed anyway, at least. Guys, that's Bay by Night, that redfin. I love catching big redfin, so that was great. Definitely not my biggest redfin, but he's a solid specimen. So it's been a great way to cap off the night. Hopefully we can get another one down here, but it's a great ending. As I said, it did have to euthanize that fish as well. Unfortunately, he just scoffed that lure straight down. I just had no way of getting it out without making him bleed, which it did. So I had to knock him on the head as well. So we've got a nice feed for the next couple of nights. But yeah, we'll keep going and see if we can find another one. Oh. They're just firing up. This last hour, they've just been on fire. He didn't hook up, unfortunately, but that was a big hit. Well, guys, that's about it. It's been an absolutely unreal session on the water this afternoon. Started off pretty slow, but fired up there at this last couple of hours. It really fired up. Don't even know how many I ended up with, honestly. I probably ended up with 5 or 6 trout and a nice redfin. Had to keep a couple of fish just because they were bleeding a bit too much, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Anyway, yeah, it's been great. It's unreal to have a fishery like this 5 minutes from home in the heart of Ballarat, so it's always good to get out and have a go. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys on the next one. I hope you enjoyed it.